Hey, what's up, fantasy people? This is Tyler, the Waiver King Ward, coming at you live on the Fantasy Footballin Show. And today we're going to be doing a show called Footballin On a Budget. It's going to be a reoccurring episode once a week, the day of waivers, because waivers went through really early this week. I think it was on Monday. So that's not usual. We're going to try to give you the latest information on players and release our waiver wire pickups the day of, so you have the latest information. But yeah, that's going to be called Fantasy Footballin On a Budget, because we play with Fab, which is a free agency budget. You know, we all start with $100, and then you go down from there. I mean, I bid like $80 on Elijah Mitchell after week 1 last year, and so I had $20 left, for the rest of the year, and I was totally fine with that. I got my $80 out of Elijah Mitchell last year. So that's what we're looking at. And as far as the first week goes, don't spend any more money than $1. I just put down $0 on everybody I wanted. So I would advise the same. Save your money for after this week. So anyways, the first group I want to talk about, it's a group of players because, when a team loses a very important piece, there's a lot of unknowns of who's going to fill the shoes on that and fill up the production that they're missing. So the first room that I thought of was, Devontae Adams leaving Green Bay. So, I just dropped Julio Jones for Romeo Doubs. I didn't realize that Romeo Doubs went undrafted in our league. So I'd rather have the young guy, even though they're kind of in almost similar situations, like 3 wide receivers you don't know about and who's going to be getting the ball. But there's also, Sammy Watkins and Christian Watson. And if you know anything about Christian Watson, he was my dude before he got injured in the preseason. He never even got to play with Aaron Rodgers, but it looks like he's going to be playing week 1. And he is a athletic freak. And if you watch highlights of him, if Aaron Rodgers decides to like him, he could be amazing. So these are all lottery tickets, people, so you might want to play that. And then in the same, thought process, Mecole Hardman was on our waivers. So if there's anybody, from the Kansas City room, I drafted Sky Moore, but you want to see who is going to be catching balls there, because there's potential for, somebody's going to be a great value out of that wide receiver room. It's just a matter of who. So here we go. My next one is Isiah Pacheco, Kansas City running back. And they're at Arizona, so it's going to be a high-scoring game. But I would like to see who's getting the goal line carries for Kansas City. So if Pacheco's available, he's gotten all kinds of preseason hype, so he might not be available. But Jason just picked him up off of waivers in our league. I was going to get him, but I decided to get Romeo Doubs instead. But it was on my claims. So if you can get Isiah Pacheco, you want to kind of see what's going to be going on with the Kansas City running back. Same thing, man. Look, the San Francisco 49ers, that's great. Elijah Mitchell's going to be playing the first week, but he's been injured all preseason. And they just released Trey Sermon and JaMycal Hasty, who, they spent a 3rd-round draft pick on Trey Sermon, and JaMycal Hasty looked awesome. So there's a guy that they picked up. He's an undrafted free agent named Jordan Mason. And if you know anything about Kyle Shanahan, they love undrafted running backs, It's like Alfred Morris and all that kind of stuff. That makes them look like they're better than they are. Because, they're geniuses anyways, and they want you to know it. So when they can make players out of nothing, it just kind of proves their point. So Jordan Mason, and they're going to be at Chicago, so it might be rough sledding for that. Chicago usually has good linebackers, good run defense. See how that goes. Isaiah McKensie, I got this guy off of I just hit my tripod. I got this information off of a Fantasy Football Insider, like on the Rich Eisen show. And if you watch, Rich Eisen show, Dan Patrick show, a lot of this stuff, I don't like Colin Cowherd, but, his information people are really good, like Daniel Jeremiah and, God, dude, there's some other people I can't think of off the top of my head. I have to write them down to remember this kind of stuff during a live broadcast. But that's stuff I'll learn in the future, So Isaiah McKensie is the slot receiver for Buffalo. He filled in for Cole Beasley once last year, had like 11 for 14 for like 120 yards or something. So there's a chance that Isiah McKensie could be a slot machine this year and rack up tons of points. I mean, PPR, he could be amazing. And nobody talks about him, but that's true. I mean, he super produced when he had an opportunity last year. And now he already has that opportunity. He's not going against Cole Beasley. It's his job. So you might want to pick him up. KJ Hamler, he's available in our league. He's the speedster, you know, the fastest wide receiver for the Broncos. And if you've been watching Russell Wilson for a long time, you know that he throws over them mountains, over them Colorado Rockies. Now he throws rainbow balls, and these little fast receivers, man, always get underneath it. You know, Tyler Lockett or whatever. So there's a chance that KJ Hamler could be that type of wide receiver for him because, you know, Jerry Jeudy, I think, is staying, you know, in the slot-ish, not the deep stretching the field type of person. So if you want to pick up KJ Hamler and see what happens the first week, I think that'd be a really good idea. And I know he was injured, but it looks like he's going to be playing the first week. So you might need to hold on to him for 2 weeks to really see what's going on. All right, so I went through all that. Oh, yeah. So now here's like a running back you could pick up. I mean, I drafted I drafted Derrick Henry, you know, number 4 overall. I've got no issue with his foot injury, and it all came from this medical student on Reddit like 4 months ago that studied this foot injury and is a fantasy football player. And so, you know, he put out this huge doctorate or whatever on his foot. And over the months, people have all agreed on it. So this started in Reddit, and now it's gained my trust and everybody else's trust. That's why Derrick Henry went so high. But at the same time, there's a huge risk for re-injury. So if you want to pick up, you know, Damian Hilliard, he's going to be the top running back on the Titans if Derrick Henry goes out. And if he's going to be going out, it might be on the first week. I'm not going to pick him up, because I don't like picking up my own running back. I feel like it caps my upside. I want to be fluid. I don't want to be worrying about 2 people on the same team, you know. So if you want to pick up that guy, that might be a really smart idea. And then Zamir White, he's the running back for the Oakland Raiders, and he was drafted by Josh McDaniels. So it's a Josh McDaniels guy in a running back system that is probably going to produce a lot. You just don't know who's going to be doing the producing, because if you know anything about Josh McDaniels and his running back system, it sucks. You don't know who's going to be doing what. And then you check out this guy's profile, and it's like, oh, you know, he just came off he tore both ACLs in college, and now he's coming back. It's going to be great. So none of that is good, but that's why he's undrafted in our league right now. I mean, Jason just dropped him for Isiah Pacheco for good reason. I mean, I'd rather have the dude on the Kansas City Chiefs. But still, you might want to pick up this guy and just see how this all plays out, because it's Josh McDaniels' guy. It's his own team. Who knows? Maybe that was a Bill Belichick thing, just using all those running backs in New England. So that might be worth, you know, a lottery ticket there. And then lastly, I just have some defenses you could pick up that look like they're going to be okay this week. I would, number 1, Titans, home against New York Giants. New York Giants are a dumpster fire. Broncos at Seattle. Dude, Seattle sucks. And then Panthers at home against Cleveland. Cleveland's not going to be good for the first, you know, maybe even after Deshaun Watson comes back. Hopefully even after Deshaun Watson comes back, so I don't want him to be successful. But still. So anyways, that's Fantasy Footballin On a budget. Do not spend any money on those people. Just put it through and see if put through your waivers and see if they come back. Save all your money for after week 1. Because that's going to be the biggest free agency week of the year, and you're going to wish that you had all that money. So anyways, if you like this video, you can do it in real life. Click that little thumbs up and subscribe. Make me feel great for, 48 hours. I said 24 hours last time. No, dude, that dopamine high is like 48 hours. So I haven't got a negative comment yet, but as soon as I get one, I feel free to, put me down. I need to learn. So, make me feel ugly and stupid, and then maybe that'll make me a better person. A better podcaster, at least, not a better person. Anyways, I'm gonna go to work, so thanks so much for watching this. Later.